Good morning. My oldest daughter called me today and said, "Don't worry, Dad, your sermons can't be any worse than the Red Sox." What can I say about that? As a boy, I felt safe in the church. My father was the superintendent of Sunday school. My mother was the church secretary. While they were working, I perfected my games in penny hockey and tic-tac-toe in the balcony. Nobody ever ridiculed me at the church. From Monday morning to 3 p.m. Friday afternoon, I lived in fear. I was a short, skinny kid. I was the dumb kid, the boy who flunked. Nothing helped. Not tutoring, not getting the official diagnosis of dyslexia. I tried prayer. I prayed to be the next Ted Williams of the Red Sox. No, that didn't help. I prayed to make the Little League. No, that didn't help. I prayed for the high school team. Nope, that failed too. God never saved my bacon. The only thing that worked was work. I would get up early in the morning, do my chores, and head right to the golf course where I punted for golf balls, cleaned them up, sold them next to a lemonade stand to all the golfers that went by, and made good profit in that. Then I had one paper route, then just got another paper route. As a teenager, I wanted to work for a local groceries chain. I had taken 3 written tests. But after the 4th one, the tired manager says, "You got the job." And I loved working there. Also, I loved this new girl who joined my church. She was nice, had a great smile. She didn't love me. She made that perfectly clear. But she was too nice to say no when I asked her out on a date. I was sure if I kept on trying to win her over, she would change her mind. There was one problem. She insisted on taking her little sister on all our dates. And this sister wasn't nice. This sister kept on asking questions. "Why aren't you in college?" My guidance counselor says, "Don't bother." "Why don't you have a challenging job?" My father says, "Don't bother." "Why do you love someone who doesn't love you back?" Now, what kind of question was that? I had only been dating 8 years, and I just needed a little more time to win my charm over. She should have known not to ask these questions. What could I do to silence that mouth? Finally, I realized the only solution was to kiss it. And that did the trick. I married her, had a child, got a job at United Technologies, had 2 more children, and got my college degree, and had another child. I was very busy then. In a half-hearted way, I knew I wanted church for our children. It was a half-hearted because my boyhood church had destroyed itself through ugly fighting. I had grown to distrust ministers and churches. In Florida, where we were living, we found church filled with faith but no brains, or filled with money but no faith. But then we later on moved to Maine, where the churches were chilly, and where they would swoop down upon us to try to save them, like we were their last hope. Not us. We quit hunting. We really quit too soon. We missed out on so many of Sherwood Treadwell's sermons. But my mother-in-law came to live with us. Ruth had asked to be assigned to the main conference to help out. Her new job, the church on the Cape. She sent us ahead to give us her honest opinion what this church was really like. Well, I like being early on things, so we got up early, and we were a block away, and we heard this singing with gusto. And I'm looking at my watch and saying, I'm not late, I don't think, unless my watch stopped. The minister was Bill Gardide, and he preached a super sermon. The people were friendly. And on the way out, Bill said, "Come back." And the way he said it, I knew he meant it. And I knew I would come back. From my mother-in-law's death to my 4 blood clots to my youngest granddaughter's birth, I have been surrounded at the Church on the Cape with kind and fascinating people. They have treated my family with generosity that can never be repaid. All this forced me to think. I like to work. I like to be active, but I don't like to think. And when I do, I certainly don't like telling people what I'm thinking about. But here I am. I have a lot of questions about God. I see the world as the beauty. Then, at other times, I watch the news and read in the newspaper and say, "God, what are you doing?" In my life, I became a department head of Pratt Whitney. And I wondered, was that because of my hard work and dedication, or did God help? I've traveled through most of America, biked in Copenhagen, hiked in the Himalayas, and didn't get caught when I set off the alarm in the Louvre. I was just too fast. My wife has made this possible for me to travel. She shares her strength, her knowledge, and her love. My kids are caring, hard workers, and I'm proud of each one of them. My eldest daughter couldn't be here today for health reasons, but I hope she knows I'm proud of her too. I've had a great life. No, a fantastic life. Yet, I see my children slammed with diseases I can't pronounce, And I wonder, why do they have to suffer so much? Why do any children have to suffer? So many questions for God. I wonder, why does God let sports car drivers putt in the highway? I know I am not my perfect myself. I use my work as an excuse not to help people. I use my distrust of charities as an excuse not to give. And my wife tells me I swear. I don't think so. Anyways, I'm trying to be a better person. Now, I pray. I pray for myself. I especially pray for my children. And I pray for this church, which has given me so much. Thank you.